I thought I knew fear. Truly I did. After 17 cycles serving in the Galactic Coalition's Fifth Fleet, I believed I had seen everything. Pirate raids? Boring. Territorial disputes? Yawn-inducing bureaucracy with the occasional plasma fire. The Krell insurgency on datum. 9? Please. Those tentacled idiots could not organize a proper ambush, even if their lives depended on it. But then I met the humans. My name is Vorath, and I am a Keltharian warrior, second class. We are tall. We are strong. Our exoskeletons can withstand temperatures that would liquefy most species. Across 73 star systems, we are known as the muscle of the coalition, the enforcers, the ones you call when things get messy. So when Command assigned me to join Operation Rainfall, partnered with a human military unit, I was not impressed. Humans. Those little pink creatures from that backwater planet, Earth. They had joined the coalition only 6 months ago. 6 months. I had armor plating older than their membership status. You will work with Captain Marcus Webb and his team, my commanding officer, Threx, told me. His third eye twitched, an unmistakable sign that he was either lying or finding something hilarious. They have requested Keltharian support for a retrieval mission on Havos Prime. Havos Prime. I nearly dropped my plasma rifle. Sir, that world is dead. The Shrikes claimed it 4 years ago. Correct. The Shrikes who eat their victims alive. I asked. Those Shrikes. The very same. I stare at Threx. He stared back with all 3 eyes. And the humans want to go there because Threx said, his mandibles clicking in what I would later recognize as suppressed laughter. They left someone behind. Idiots. Complete and utter idiots. 3 days later, I stood in the cargo bay of the human vessel Defiant, observing the strangest collection of soldiers I had ever seen. They were small, laughably small. The tallest among them, Captain Webb, barely reached my chest plate. Their armor looked as though it had been assembled from spare parts and duct tape. Their weapons fired kinetic projectiles. Kinetic projectiles. Like something out of a museum. You must be Vorath. Captain Webb approached me, grinning. Humans bare their teeth when pleased, predator behavior. Great to have you aboard, big guy. Big guy. I was a decorated warrior of the Keltharian Empire, and this creature called me big guy. Captain, I said evenly, I have reviewed the mission parameters. This operation is suicide. Probably. He laughed, actually laughed. But Henderson is down there, and we do not leave our people behind. Ever. Henderson has been missing for 6 weeks, I replied. The Shrikes have likely consumed him. Then we will make them regret it. I looked at the other humans. A woman named Riley checked her rifle while humming some tune. Another, Jackson, ate something called a sandwich, completely unbothered. A third, Kumar, was asleep, leaning against a weapons crate. These are your elite soldiers? I asked. Elite? No, Webb said. These are my idiots. But they're my idiots, and they will walk through hellfire if I ask them to. We dropped on a Havos Prime 6 hours later. The planet was exactly as terrible as the briefings had promised. Purple toxic clouds, acid rain, the shattered remains of a colony destroyed by the Shrikes. Even the air tasted like death. Sensors show Shrike activity 2 kilometers north, I reported. Approximately 40 individuals. 40, Riley whistled. That's it. That's it. A single Shrike could tear through a Keltharian squad. 40 was an army. We moved quiet, Webb said, and grab Henderson out. Clean and simple. Nothing about this was clean. Nothing about this was simple. We moved through the ruins. I had to admit, the humans were surprisingly stealthy for their size. They communicated through hand signals, moved like shadows. Riley took point, her rifle sweeping every corner. Jackson covered the rear. Kumar, who had been asleep an hour earlier, was now alert and professional. Then we found Henderson. He was suspended in a cage above a Shrike feeding pit. Alive. Barely. One leg twisted at an unnatural angle, his body thin and starved, but alive. Contact, Riley whispered. 20 Shrikes surrounding the pit. 20. Better than 40. Still overwhelming. We need a distraction, Webb said, then turned to me. Vorath, how loud can you get? That was when I realized the humans were not merely brave. They were completely, absolutely, wonderfully insane. Very loud, I said. Webb smiled that predator smile again. Good, because we were about to make these things very, very angry. The plan was stupid. Monumentally, catastrophically stupid. I would charge in, make as much noise as possible, and draw the Shrikes away from Henderson's cage while the humans circled around to extract him. Simple, Webb had said. Simple meant I was bait. On 3, Webb whispered. 1, 2. I did not wait for 3. I activated my combat roar, amplified through my helmet, and crashed through the ruined wall like a meteor. The sound was deafening, echoing off every broken structure. 20 pairs of Shrike eyes locked onto me instantly. For those who have never seen a Shrike, congratulations. You are blessed. Imagine a spider had a baby with a scorpion and a nightmare. Now, make it the size of a ground transport. Now, give it acid spit and a taste for living flesh. That is a Shrike. They screamed back at me, a sound like metal scraping glass, and charged. I fire my plasma rifle, cutting down the first 2. Their bodies exploded in green ichor. 3 more immediately took their place. I kept moving, kept firing, leading them away from the cage. My heart was pounding. This was actual fear, not the nervous tension of a standard operation. Real, genuine terror. Because I was alone. Except I was not. Vorith, duck! I dropped without thinking. A human explosive sailed over my head and detonated in the middle of the Shrike pack. Bodies flew everywhere. I looked back. Riley was on a rooftop, reloading some kind of tube launcher, grinning like a maniac. You didn't think we'd let you have all the fun, did you? She shouted. Jackson appeared from another angle, his kinetic rifle barking. Those primitive bullets punched through Shrike armor like it was paper. Kumar was somehow on top of a collapsed tower, picking off targets with a long rifle, each shot perfectly placed. And Webb was already at the cage, cutting through the locks with a plasma torch, talking to Henderson. Talking. In the middle of a battle. Hang on, buddy. We've got you. Stay with me. Think about that beer I owe you. A Shrike leaped at me from the left. I barely got my arm up in time. Its mandibles clamped onto my armor, acid dripping and burning through the outer layer. Pain shot through my arm. I roared, grabbed the creature with my other hand, and hurled it into 2 more of its kind. Vorith, behind you. I spun. 5 Shrikes, coordinating their attack. This was it. This was how I died. On a toxic planet, surrounded by spiders from hell, fighting alongside humans who were too stupid to know when to retreat. Then the humans started singing. Singing. We are not going to take it. No, we are not going to take it. Riley sang while firing. Jackson joined in between shots. Even Kumar, the quiet one, was humming along. They were singing some ancient Earth battle song while fighting for their lives, and it was the most ridiculous, most beautiful thing I had ever witnessed. The Shrikes hesitated. Just for a second. They did not understand. Neither did I, but that second was enough. Webb had Henderson free. Rally point alpha. Move, move, move. I grabbed the nearest Shrike, used it as a shield against the acid spit from its friends, and ran. The humans were already moving, carrying Henderson between them, still firing, still singing. We sprinted through the ruins, Shrikes pursuing, acid rain pouring down, explosions ripping through the air as Riley dropped her remaining charges. We reached the extraction point with 47 seconds to spare. The shuttle dropped in hot, doors open, and we piled inside. I collapsed against the wall, my armor smoking, my arm burned, my lungs on fire from the toxic air. Henderson was already being treated by their medic. He would live. Webb sat down beside me, breathing hard, and offered me something from a metal container. What is this? I asked. Beer. You earned it. I took it. It tasted terrible. I drank it anyway. You are all insane, I said. Probably, Webb agreed. But we got our guy back. I looked at them. These small, fragile, absolutely insane humans who ran into hell itself because they refused to leave someone behind. Who sang while fighting monsters. Who treated a suicide mission like it was just another day at work. And I understood something the rest of the galaxy had not realized yet. Humans were not strong because of their technology, not because of their size or their armor. They were strong because when they said they would not leave someone behind, they meant it. Every single word. They bonded with each other in ways we Keltharians never had. They turned fear into fuel, terror into determination. I thought I knew fear before meeting them. I was wrong. I felt true terror for the first time fighting alongside humanity. Not because they were dangerous to me, but because I finally understood what it meant to fight for something bigger than orders or honor. To fight for family. And the most terrifying part was realizing I would do it again. I would walk back into that hell with them without hesitation. Because somehow in one mission, these idiots had made me one of them. Same time next week? Riley asked, grinning. I looked at Webb. He shrugged. Yeah, I said, finishing the terrible beer. Same time next week. And I meant it. If this story entertained or taught you something, please like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us grow and bring you more stories like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next story.